Wow. Welcome, great people. Tonight's section, we will be talking about something very, very amazing. 2026 is here in the next few days, and then this is few days to 2025 ending. Uh, Today's section, we'll be talking about equity investment opportunities that can help us create massive cash flow in the area of business and investment opportunity. But before then, I would like to share the link of this video to our audience that is on WhatsApp and then other community. So just give me like 2 minutes, please. Then we can kick into tonight's section. Tonight is gonna be massive. All right. Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you're joining us, I want you to put in the comment section where you're joining us from and the name so that we can shoot right in and get into today's section. Last week, we uh, talked about some investment, and some of us are already taking advantage of those investment opportunity. And then some of this investment was investment in commercial paper and investment in treasury bill. Commercial paper and treasury bill investment. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I want to type in the comment section. You can hear me. Okay, Margaret, good evening. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening, Mr. Paul, Margaret from UK. Thank you so much for joining us. We spoke last week about investments in commercial paper and then treasury bill. A number of us reached out to me and really showed interest. And so uh, uh, some people have started taking advantage of it. Mr. Peter from Anambra, Mr. Peter, thank you for joining. Appreciate you for joining. Today's session is not going to be, we won't take much of our time. This end of this year, I want us to even have a bit of discussion. It's the end of the year already. We are planning and seeing how our finance is going to be good in 2026. Today, I sat down, then I was reviewing my uh, strategic plan for 2026 rather. And 2026, I had a strategy plan for the subsidiaries of my business, and also I have strategic plan also for this same thing I am teaching you. This same thing I am teaching you is secret opportunities that is not online. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper, and then will help us in making informed decision. Firstly, let me quickly wrap up on last week. Last week we talked about commercial paper, meaning you can invest in loans that are available to the public through investment companies, and then these loans are. I want to share my screen so that you can see some of my slide when I'm ready. Um, okay. These loans are loans that are available to the public through the capital market. All these investment houses, they give this loan out. They issue loan request to the public, and then you invest. I spoke about the rate. Rate is from 16 to 24% for commercial paper, and for treasury bill is a little bit lesser, let's say from 16 to 22% or so. But the advantage of treasury bill over commercial paper is that treasury bill, before maturity date, you can liquidate. Liquidate means you can take your money back. treasury bill are loan issued by the banks. I mean, by the government rather. They take up this loan from the public and then they use it for capital projects. And then it is guaranteed. Nigeria has little to no failure record over the years. Treasury bill is meant to be secured. But there has been one news in one of the African countries, I won't say this, that has failed on their treasury bill. I didn't really follow that news. I think they've been able to meet up. I think they borrowed from the World Bank, one of these World Bank, to one of these global banks to pay up. But over the years, it has been zero risk on treasury bill. But for me, commercial paper is also from companies, and before you can come up to the capital market to issue commercial paper, you ought to have been 100% credit worthy. In fact, the list is very long. You have to be rated by a rating company, and these rating companies are not in Nigeria. Augusto and the likes of other rating companies, they have their rates. They can give you AA as a, or A1 or A plus or BB or B2. They have their stages. And if these top companies rate you, it take it to the bank. When this top company rates your company as credit worthy, you can never fail, because these companies are corporate organization in the diaspora. There's nothing like bribery or the likes. And then two, you ought to have even done business with the banks before you are able to even go to this rating company. And then three, the companies that will audit your firm are one of these big fours. Before the capital market will even be available for you to even bring your issue your commercial paper to an asset management firm. So there are stages to this. You can't just come into the game and then go and take loan from the bank. I mean, from the public. You have to have had an audited financial statement for up to 2 to 3 years, audited by the big four, big accounting firm in the world. That is the likes of X and Young, the likes of Deloitte, the likes of PwC, and one other that skipped my mind. So these are big auditing firm, accounting firm that audit companies, and it is stamped that when this company audits your organization, you can take it to the bank as well. So these are investment that the wise we do. I talked about this last section. You need to break your investment into long-term and short-term. Long-term investment, I say you go for the for land banking and land flipping. And I told you how you can do land banking and land flipping together, how you can use land banking for both long term and short term. I've spoke severally about real estate business on this platform. Land banking, you can buy a land, keep it for 3 years, 4 years. Anything outside 1 year is long term, it's stamped long term. Anything within 1 year is stamped short term. So I buy a landed property, and this was what I did like about 4 years ago. Bought 3 plots, sold 2 within 1 year. Then, okay, before selling it, I did some development. I've talked about how to make land appreciate, how to influence appreciation on your land, a virgin land. I've talked about this in our section, but I'll just give a quick recap. Buy this land, it is plain land, do the necessary documentation. If it doesn't have a document, do register survey, proceed with your COO, clear the land, do your fencing. You have brought development to the place. Another way that you can increase appreciation, ensure that where you are buying is close to other developments are happening in that area, or also buy with other real estate companies. This is what helped me when I started my real estate company. I started with just 3 plots, but I bought with a team of people that their development was rubbing off in my development. I didn't have any money other than the 400,000 naira that I used to buy the 3 plots. But the companies and the people I bought from, they were my friends and my mentors. So we bought over 20 acres. Out of that 20 acres, I had 3 plots. In fact, I wanted to buy 1 acre, 6 plots. But at the end of the transaction, they told me that they cannot give me 1 acre, that they will give me 3 plots. And I should go angry, but I couldn't go angry because they were my mentors. I said, a little shall become 1,000, a small one great nation. That's what the Bible says. So I said, even if you gave me 2, with these 2, with the help of God on it, I am going to turn these 2 to these 20 acres that we have. And so we did what? From that, what I'm driving at is doing short-term investment with real estate and long-term investment. And so from that too, what helped me, which even if I bought myself alone, number one, I won't be able to buy such three plots for 400,000. But because I bought with them that bought 20 acres, I could buy it at a cheaper price. If I look at it and say, okay, instead of six plots, they're supposed to give me six plots and they gave me three plots. If I wanted to buy it myself, 400K may only buy one plot. So it's also a win-win for the wise. And then within 1-2 weeks of buying that plot, the company that has the largest acre, which is up to 18 to 17 acre, has begin clearing of that location. They've put their stand. And then me, a small organization, hiding under a bigger organization, I took my client to the site after 2-3 weeks. And when I got to the site, I said, this is our site, it's 20-acre property. Remember, I said, if you want to develop a landed property or influence a development, clearing is a huge one. Let them see a vast land. Now, proceeding with your gatehouse is another huge one. Number third huge one is your landed your documentation. Once you are gaining strong document, prices are increasing. That's why sometimes you see freehold land is cheap, and then you see registered land is a little bit costlier, and then you see CFO in progress, it is costlier. But when the CFO is out, so these are things that influence increases in price. And then within 3 months, I sold the land. From the money I used to sell the land, I used to buy another land, 1 acre. From that money I used to buy the 1 acre, I used to buy another 10 acres. From that 10 acres, I used to buy another 10 acres. But the concept is do short-term and long-term together with land banking, because the money you sold, what you sold, in the next 3 years, if you are not careful, you'll be saying, why did I sell the land? So what we do, what I tell people is, if you buy 6 plots and you are doing banking and flipping, long and short term, don't sell more than 80% of every new location you buy. So if you buy 6 plots now, sell 4 plots within a short term period, use the money, buy elsewhere, sell 80%, because you'll be shocked in the next 3 years, 4 years, the money you sold, the owe 4 plots, the owe 80%, maybe the money they are selling 10%, if you get what I mean. So if you have 10 plots and then you sold 8 plots, you'll be shocked that after 5 years, the whole money you used to sell 8 plots, that is the money they are now selling 1 plot. So you can't afford to sell all your estate. So that is short-term and long-term investment. So with real estate, you can do short-term and long-term investment. Your portfolio, your business, you have a business that is giving you inflow, or a work that is giving you inflow. You have what the portion that you keep for your operation, your day-to-day life, and then you have the one that you keep for investment. Out of this investment, you have to have short-term and long-term investment. And the short-term investment had to be liquid in nature. These are financial terms. Liquid mean you can liquidate, you can convert to cash faster. It is easier for you to convert to cash. For some people that have good structure, it's easier for them to convert land to cash. But there's some people that does not have strong structure, they can't easily convert land to cash. So in that case, you know that land business is a long term for you. Then short-term business is liquid investment, if you get what I'm saying. But for some people, they have the technical know-how to convert land to cash within the space of 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. This is still under short-term investment. But even as good as you are, you can't quickly convert land to cash within the next 24 hours. It's not guaranteed. So during the course of my business, I faced it. I was so big in investing in real estate. Invest anywhere they show me land like this, is as if I will empty my bank account to buy landed property, because of what I experienced, because how experience taught me. I was doing my induction one day, and myself and my dad rode on bike to my induction in the Institute of Chartered Accountant. My dad was on the bike with me. I was behind him to show that we didn't have money. I enrolled into ICANN because I want to understand money. I want to understand finance. And he was pointing some place to me at Festac. Say, see this place, like about 10, 20, 15 years ago. They said I should come and buy it for so money. We just got down from the public bus. I say, see how all this place was water then. I just look at my dad from up to down and say, if you have bought, I just said it in my mind, if you have bought this, will I be killing myself, be reading like a madman in this icon of a thing? Would have sold like one plot, I would travel out. But then that experience taught me to go into real estate. And then having have that love for real estate, I start buying different landed property until one day I needed cash so urgently. Like 3 days, I need cash. I tried to flip, I couldn't flip. So then that experience also taught me to ensure that I have liquid investment. So in 2025, you want to look at your business, you want to look at your work, you want to diversify, you want to see that, okay, I want to have a long term, I want to have a short term. And this is where liquid investment come into play. And last week we talked about some of the liquid investments you can do. You can either invest in commercial paper, you can either invest in treasury bill, you can also invest in money market fund. In fact, for me, the sweetest investment that I always say I can advise people. Well, everyone is good depending on what you want, right? Depending on what you want. So you can flip, you can do commercial paper, you can do treasury bills. Okay, I'm not interested in this money till the next 6 months or the next 1 year or next 3 months. You get it. Just know that when you lock into commercial paper, you won't get the money until after the tenor is due. Do you get it? And then for the same thing for treasury bill. But for treasury bill, you can sell it with the investment house you bought buy from. But because you didn't wait until maturity, they will do what they will. You will not sell it at the premium you're supposed to make and the money you're supposed to make. All right. So now I want to talk about equity investment. Why equity investment is good. I want to quickly give you a breakdown of what equity investment and give you instances on equity investment that 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 what's it called that has been invested over the years and people have made money. This is one of the sweetest long-term investments that can help you make money. I want to give you scenario of Facebook. Peter Thiel, Thiel, Thiel Investment. Just a second in Facebook. I want to give you an instance so that you can get so that you can get what I'm trying to say. I like to share with you real time situation. I give you real time investment advice. I don't give investment motivation. I give investment advice, and I'm going to show you with ChatGPT. I'm going to go into memory lane. Before I go into that part, equity investment is one of the investment that people shy away from because it's a bet. What do I mean bet? It's a bet on the fact that you believe in this company and you believe that this founder of this company can take this company forward, and then you decide to say, I want to invest in ownership of this company. What does equity investment? Equity investment means I am buying private equity per se. I am buying this company as an owner of this company because I trust the CEO. I've checked their track record of the team, of the CEO, of their products. I can trace growth over a period of time. And I know that this company will do well in a long time. And when the company do well in a long time, I make money. These are the best investments that one can do long term. It could be in the next 5 years, every month, every for now to the next 5 years, you're not making money. But by the time it is time to make money, your money will be like 100x. An example are the early investors of Jeff Bezos of Amazon. We will go into memory lane and a little discovery now. These people were equity investors in companies that has not gone public or does not even have an intention of going public. Maybe they invested $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000. They also contribute their quota also by giving them advice or giving them contacts of people that will be relevant for their business. And then at the point at which they cash out is when they go public. Just a situation of somebody investing $500,000 in a company, and when the company after 5 years is value boost to hundreds of millions, that is wise investment to do, especially if you start early investing in ownership of a company, meaning we both own this company, even though my equity stake in your company is 0.5% or 1% or 2% or 10%. When you make profit, we share the profit. When you make loss, we share the loss. And then I can give you contacts, depending if I have the contact, on people that will be necessary to grow this business. It is like it is your company. But the way it helps you is that you are not involved in the day-to-day running of the business. You just know that you own a company and it is run by people with vision who are hunger for growth and revenue generation. The basics for investing equity investment is that you trust the company and the people and the management team running it, that they are not thieves, but they have the vision to grow the company, because it is on that vision or on that trust, on that zeal, that you are rest assured that this company is going to do well. And that is what Peter Thiel did. Peter Thiel is one of the PayPal mafias. There are people that call the PayPal mafia. Peter Thiel is part of the PayPal mafia. Elon Musk are part of the PayPal mafia. They're a group of people that owned PayPal when PayPal was still founded. Now, after they sold PayPal, each and every one of these founders went ahead to open different companies. Elon Musk opened Tesla, SpaceX. Peter Thiel is one of the founder of ChatGPT. He's also the founder of Palantir. Peter Thiel, before he founded ChatGPT and Palantir, he invested in Facebook when Facebook came up. And then let me show you with ChatGPT what Peter Thiel did. Let me share my screen right now so that you can see. This is not your usual investment conversation that you see all around. This is practical. Now, to let you know that this is not a cooked up story, I said Peter Thiel equity investment in Facebook and ROI. Here's a clear breakdown of Peter Thiel Facebook equity investment and return in hand. One of the most famous early tech investment stories, success story. In 2004, Peter Thiel became the first outside investor in Facebook. Then it was the Facebook, investing 500,000 for about 10% stake in the company. You know, at this stage, companies that are new, they need money. And they are ready to collect money to give you large ownership. Remember what I said. You have to look at the founders. Are they vision driven, ready to create change for their life and for the people they are offering the product for? You will know when you are investing equity investment. It's just like you are an investor, just like you are forgotten the name of these people. You saw all these venture capitalists. But in this way, you're not operating as a corporate organization, you're operating as an individual. And then you are able to invest in this. You use your little, let me use affordable money to gather ownership stake in the company. That is material. 10% is so material. So Peter Thiel invested 500,000 in 2004, meaning Facebook has not even started making profits. In fact, it's making loss. And these people need that money to grow their business. See, there are some people that they need that little more, that money that is in your account that you said is little. That is their booster. When I get to that level, I'm going to maybe later on have such an organization that will be a venture capitalist organization. Because I could remember when I started my business, when I started selling my own product, I started with 100,000 naira. And then I needed money to boost this e-commerce business. And then one day I was coming from the market with my mom. She told me that she just borrowed money from the bank, microfinance bank, from my twin brother's university school fees. Say, how much is the money? She said it's 500,000. I said, she said the money will be paying your twin brother's school fees in the next 2 months. That's university fee. So my business brain, I'm like, so the money is in the bank like that. The next 3 months, she said she had to borrow it faster before the LAPO people will not issue a loan because there's a loan window. Then I was in the ICANN, I was in ICANN, I was in the ATS level because I decided not to go to the university. I don't want to go outside Lagos because I was running my little business. I want to be studying and schooling in Lagos. So immediately she told me that, I'm like, mommy, borrow me this money now. I'll use it to run my business. You say, money that I just borrow from Lapo, microfinance bank. Go and meet your twin brother. If he gives you, I give you. If you say I should give you the money, I'll give you. If you're not like, don't give him back. I've done my own as a mother. I say, okay, no problem. I had to do what? Reach out to him. Guy, this is it. Your money is not going anywhere. It's used to buy fashion clothes. It's either we see the money or we see the goods. I have 100,000. Okay, as at that time, my 100,000 has turned to like 200K. I have 200K now. Give me your 400K. Let me add it to this business. Okay, I will give you interest. I'll give you 10% interest. I will add 40,000 on it. Okay, I will design a website for you because he was a real estate marketer then. So after giving him different reasons for him to invest, he said I should go ahead. He told my mom. My mom gave me the 400K. 400K to my 200K was 600K. I can tell you within the space of 8 months, that 600K turned to 4 million naira from the e-commerce business with the help of other leveraging relationship. What am I trying to drive at? There are people that all they just need is 1 million naira or 10 million naira or just 20 million naira to boom extraordinarily. Do you get? And that's the same thing for Facebook. So Peter Thiel invested in Facebook equity investment, and let's go riding to own 10% stake. If my brother wanted to do that, he would have said, okay, 400,000 equity. But the way equity works is that it now becomes a capital. You are not going to return it like a loan, but you now earn profit with the company. So equity and road, this investment was structured as convertible notes and later became equity. And Tinel has joined Facebook board of directors, helping guide the early growth. Now, by the time Facebook went public in 2012, he invested when in 2004. 2012 to 2004 is about 8 years. The company was valued 100 billion. Tinel sold 18 million shares at IPO, netting approximately 460 million. From 500,000 to 460 million, you can see the massive growth. Now, shortly after IPO locked up period ended, he sold roughly 200 million units of shares around $19 to $20 per, bringing him another 396 million. The total from his major sales, Tinel took home 1 billion from an original 500 million investment. Equity investment is long-term in nature. But if the company you invest with do well, you are in it for massive money. I'll give you an instance also bringing it to the Nigerian market. So if you're investing in equity investment, you are not thinking short term. You are thinking ownership and you are banking on the company. But if you invest in 10 companies, equity ownership, if one do well, it will beat the rest 9 that failed. And so it is a tool to wealth creation over a long period of time. Is a tool for wealth creation over a long period of time. And also if the company goes IPO, meaning goes public. Now I'll give you an instance for this is also the same thing for Diamond Bank. When Diamond Bank was sold to Access Bank, the owner of Diamond Bank, Pascal Dozier, took his money and invested in MTN. And then when MTN went public, it was something else. So I can say, give me another, I can tell ChatGPT to give us another instance of an investor like this in US and in Nigeria. So to give you an instance, and then we now go into step by step on what you need to do if you want to invest equity investment and then the likes. So let me quickly go to uh, let me show you my screen. Give me another instance in the Nigerian market. So when Peter Tinel, Market, when Peter Tinel has sold his shares in Facebook, Peter Tinel is the founder of Palantir. Palantir is a US based security company, and it is servicing the US government. Palantir is a security company, can detect anything. And Peter Tinel is also the founder of Paystack. Now, we say we should give us another example. Paystack. Peter Tinel is the founder of ChatGPT, rather. Now, Paystack as an instance, the Nigerian market. One of the most notable success stories in Nigerian tech. I hope you can see my screen. Okay, good. Yeah, you can see it. In the Nigerian tech history is Paystack, a fintech company founded in 2015 by Shola Kinlade and Ezra. Paystack received early stage funding as it grew and became an infrastructure provider. In March, Paystack acquired Stripe by Paystack were acquired by Stripe, a global payment for over 200 million, making it the largest exit in Nigerian market. The same thing for Money Point. You know, but this did not really give me the breakdown that I want. But then there's a number of people that invested in Paystack, which is under after joining Y Combinator in 2016, which helped validate the business model and attract capital. Now, Paystack actually received some funding under Y Combinator program, and then this helped them grow fast. They attracted more capital. They were able to boom. Now, the same thing is going on in Dangote refinery. Some people have already put money down. Before Dangote set up his, before the refinery begin to produce oil, African Development Bank has put money in Dangote refinery. All these banks, they've put money in Dangote refinery, some in form of loan, some in form of equity stake. Let me even tell you, in fact, Otedola's money is in Dangote refinery. Otedola had to liquidate some of his investments in his company to fund Dangote refinery as an equity stake. Now, here's the catch. They use that money to make the business running, which is very cool. Somebody have a vision, they put down their money to make that vision to come to reality, face through all the hurdles, and then set up a refinery that is challenging the financial landscape or the oil landscape in Nigeria. And then they are running. Now, 2 months ago, Dangote has said that it's going to go public in 2026. A lot of people are busy shouting, hey, we will invest in Dangote. I talk about this too. Invest in Dangote. Early investors are going to make money when the IPO, but you see, the people that will make more money are the people that have pre-owned the company before IPO. That is when you make more money. When you pre-own a company on a private ownership before it became public. Before they issue their IPO, initial public offer, meaning we want to go public. Now people start. That is when the public will now start investing in stocks. Those people in the early time also, if they went, those people that invested immediately, a company go public to make money, because over that money also is injected in their company and then they use it to grow again. But you see, where the major money is in at the startup. You've invested in their running stage, and then they are not able, in fact, in their running stage, they can be making profits. Some can decide to issue dividend, some can decide not to issue dividends until they go public. Then when they go public, you now start making money. So you begin to look at equity investment. Even me that I'm talking, I have several organizations that I'm opening equity investment for, but myself, For the company, I'm also looking at other organizations that want to get equity ownership on because of the advantage over a period of time. Looking at the metrics for you to invest, you have to look at the position of the company, you have to look at what they've done, you have to look at their assets, you have to look at um, their share capital. This determines how to invest in these companies. So so how do you how do you get to know more about all these companies? You need to get familiarized with you can work with asset management firms or investment advice financial advisory companies that offer financial advisory in terms of asset management financial advisors. They can have information about companies that need equity investors. Get familiarized with all these venture capitalist investments um, program roadshows. They give you insights on companies that are ready to do what, that are ready to that are open for equity investment. You can even first look at the industry you want to first get equity ownership on. You want to be a co-owner in that company and then buy. Let me tell you, one of my strategy for 2026 is to own a full-fledged big company. It's a strong financial strategy, but I wouldn't say it fully here because of some things. But I've given us a glimpse. And that strategy is that it may cost me it may cost us a lot of money to own, to become part of the ownership of that company, but over a long period of time it's going to benefit the company itself. It's going to be in the company's name and it's going to benefit the company itself. So in 2025, 2026, 2025, begin to look at those companies that you might want to acquire and then invest in. Now, one of the goals now we have, there is a company that is doing well in the food business, packaging and the likes, and this company has been attracting equity investors. Do you get it? They are really doing well, and I know that they are going to go public. There's also the same company that also was in operation, and over a long period of time they were bought by a foreign company. This is a food company, food and processing company. They are into they are into oil plantation, palm oil plantation. This company are generating hundreds of billion every quarter. I was checking their financials. The company has been in existence for more than 20 something 30 years, but a company owned their shares, bought equity investment, and then they immediately restructured the company. And that's why I said, for me, one of the targets I am having, one of my organization is going to go public. Because what is it? What are the criteria to going public? You have to have you have to have existed for over 3 years with a fully fledged audited financials. You have to have done business with the banks. You have to have raised funds. You have to have raised commercial paper. You have to have you have to have raised commercial paper. You have to have paid back, and then that one is other processes. These are basic, most little things, and these little things are very important for you to do business in Nigeria and become credit worthy with the bank. Is a lot, because the interest on banks can go from 50 to 60%, from 40 to 60% in a year. For you to be in this kind of market and pay back, and then you move from there to the capital market, and then from the capital market you are not thinking about going public. In fact, when you're trying to go public, is another regulation entirely. Your company must not be a one-man company. You must not be you must not face with what they call a key man risk. Key man risk is a company that is revolved around just the CEO. If the CEO dies, the company dies. So there's a lot. Even before you even go to the commercial paper, your board will be strong. You see, for companies to go public is a lot. For companies to issue commercial paper is a lot. For you to own, to take loan from the bank as a company is a lot. So your board must be strong with strong corporate governance. They have to be directors, they have to be shareholders, they have to be, strong corporate governance, if you get what I mean, strong corporate structure. You've done business with the bank, you've gone to the capital market, you've raised funds, and now you're ready for the big game. You want to go IPO. For you to go IPO, you have to go as a PLC. You have to move from limited to PLC. For you to become PLC, you have to follow some measures. So this does not mean that it's not possible, but if you can invest in a company at the early stage of limited, and it took them 5 years to go PLC, sir, ma, you are in money. The only thing is for you to identify a company that you know that these people are not in the game to take money from people and not fulfill their vision. They are in the game to do what? They are in the game to take this company far. At the point of IPO, that is when you are making money. In fact, it may not even be at the point of IPO. Every year, on year one, they may declare loss. You, because you are the co-owner of the company, every year or every 6 months, they will issue their financial records. It's your company. And then you have to contribute to the company. You have to know what is going on in the company. It could be every 6 months, it could be every quarter, it could be every year. They give notice to the shareholders of the company that owns equity stake, and then they may have a meeting maybe once in a year with the shareholders, or I don't. It depends on the structure each company wants to do, and then you can say, okay, why don't we do it this way? Okay, I in this area of business, I can help you guys in exportation, because if the company seal a strong exportation deal, if they are into agric as an instance, or into tech, depending on what business they are doing, you just don't only want to be a financial investor, you also want to add to them. They make profit, you make profit. Then when they now go IPO, you make money. So these are investments you can begin to look out for, and then this will totally help you make money over a long period of time. You could close your eyes and say, okay, I want to invest $100,000 or $50,000 or $10,000 in this company. Let's see how it works in the next 5 years or in the next 4 years. Don't be surprised that your $10,000 in the next 5 years can turn to $1 million without, just because you picked the right company to invest in. So equity investment is one of the strongest investments for you to invest in over a long period of time. If you have close to like $50,000 or $40,000, you can $50,000 as an instance. You can spread it on 10 companies, $5,000 each. Close your eyes and begin to look at those companies that okay, in the tech, I want to go for 3 companies in the tech, and then um get familiarized with equity investment companies that are doing well. Look at their product line, see what they can do. Look at the owners of the company, look at them and say, okay, I want to invest in this company. I've seen they've grown, they've shown a track record of growth. And then I'm sure that with this money injected in their business, within the next 5 years, they can do well. Do you get it? And this is something that can help you. So for some of us that are just joining, I see some of us posting. Ayo Simeon, thank you for joining. Kemi Esther, thank you for joining. We're talking about equity investment, and I think you came in very late. But then I will not go. I won't take this video private. I will leave it so that people can watch. So how do you go into equity investment? Like I said, you have to do research on companies that are coming up. It could be tech companies, and then you have to work with fund what's it called, asset management advisory firm. Asset management firm, their advisory arm, they are dealing with a lot of companies that want to raise money from the capital market. You can invest in them as an equity ownership. Remember, I said equity is not a loan. is a buying. It means buying into a company. So if the company profits, you profit. If the company loss, you loss. But the company IPO, you make money. And this is the vision for Zenith City Foods, one of the companies that we set aside under Zenith City Holdings. We have Zenith City Limited, we have Zenith City Foods Limited. The long-term vision within the space of 2028 to 2029 is to go public. And that is why we didn't call it Zenith. That's why we gave it a name. I don't want to say some strategic things, because all those strategic things is worth a lot. But then there's a reason why we gave it a name, because it is more appealing to the public and to investors. And so it is positioned as a food production and packaging company with backward integration into farming. This is one of the company I'm spotting for you right now. Okay, right now. So let's put our questions in so that we can I'll be answering these questions. I don't want this section to be more than 1 hour. If you have a question, please put in. Number one that I would push is Zenith City Foods, our company. At least I can push our company that I know that okay, we have a track record of growth over a long period of time. And then one of the vision of this company is to go public. Now remember what I said. Equity ownership, there are two ways you make money. You make money in profit sharing and loss sharing. I will not sugarcoat it, because every business can have a good time, can have a bad time. In fact, when the early investors of Amazon invested in Amazon, there was no profit for a period of maybe 5, 6, 7 years. But it kept communication open. But by the time they began to declare profit, it was huge for their investor. Equity investment is not for people who want to put in money today and collect money after 1 year. No. Equity investment are people who understand long-term investment. I want to put in money today and the next 5 years, 6 years, it is something extraordinary, something you can put in and remove your eyes in the financial benefit, but also not really remove your eye, have your eye in it, but for a long period of time. So one of the companies we will be pulling out equity ownership opportunity uh, from now till January, and we'll be closing it January. Now for Zenith City Foods operates, like I said, as a food company, packaging and a distribution company, food processing, packaging and distribution company, backward integration in farming. Meaning it's not a farm company, it's a food company, just like uh, all these food company, flour mill, Dangote Flour and the likes, Dangote Flour PLC, positioned in food processing and packaging. We have current products in store right now. Are two major products that are currently under harvest or currently harvesting 10-acre maize floor. It's going to give us over 400 bags, over 200 to 400 bags of maize. Now that maize is not going to be sold as maize to the market corn. It's going to be processed into flours. That is when, people always say, when packaging eats something, money increases. So it's the difference between Pekere and plantain chips is packaging. You can sell Pekere for 100 naira in the streets and sell plantain chips for 500 naira in the supermarket. It's packaging. So instead of just selling that corn in the market to be roasted by the roadside, or to be boiled, or to be bought or boiled by the final consumer, is going to be processed. We have our processing plant in motion. Currently, we're harvesting. The maize is under harvest. They've harvested 2 acres, remain 10 acres. Now we still have large expanse of land to be cultivated. Now, by Q1 2025, we're going to be harvesting a lot of cassava. Now, cassava is going to be processed into gari. Now, you can mix cassava and maize to get flour. These are position that the company posture. All you need to get right, is to get your source right, get your packaging right, get your distribution right, and get your bank right. And once funds flow, this is so anyone who is interested in equity ownership of Zenith City Foods, you are working directly with myself. You are working directly with Zenith City Food, and then you can become a part owner of Zenith City Food and earn profit and wait until IPO. If you are new, you know you can at the end of the section you can watch this video again to know that equity ownership is not you invest 5 million at an instance and in the next 12 years, 12 months, you want your 5 million naira back. No. If it's that, we have a product on that. It's just simple investment. I want to invest 5 million and I want to get 30% return on investment. We have it. It's a sponsor, a farm cycle model whereby you invest cash, you get cash after 1 year. But this one is I invest 5 million, I invest 10 million, I invest 15 million, and I'm watching the company expand from 10-acre processing plant to having different distribution across Africa. Then by the time they go IPO, my 5 million naira is turning into 50 million naira, something like that. Do you get it? Or turning into 100 million naira at IPO. So the major thing is that you are owning equity stake, depending on the amount you invest, depending the unit of shares you own in the organization. The organization can be 100 million units of shares, and then you are able to acquire maybe 10 a million or 5 million units of shares, just like Peter Tinner acquired 10%. And upon IPO, it was something else. Zenith City Foods, among other, is easier to IPO because it is fast moving consumer goods and it is more trusted than real estate company. Real estate company can go into the capital market. Real estate company also IPO. At least we have UPDC. UPDC is IPO. Is on the share. Is on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. But food company, processing company can easily IPO because they are commodity products. In fact, they can easily work with bank because they are seeing your goods, they are seeing your stock. This inventory is their collateral. It's easier. So would also now so this is one company that I would recommend. And if you are interested in this, it's going to be open. It's going to be open for just 3 months, which is January, February, March, and then we begin um, we begin um, the updates from the Corporate Affairs Commission, which is going to be reviewed by the Corporate Affairs Commission, imputing all interested parties who are interested in equity ownership. And then when the new article of association, memorandum of association is issued, it's going to be stated there. And it's going to be stated, okay, this person owns 50%, this person owns 70%, this person owns 80%, this person owns 5%, this person owns 1%. And that is the sharing ratio in terms of profit and loss and in terms of when you are going public. Or this person owns so unit of shares. So if it is 100 million units of shares and this person owns 10 million units of shares, okay, this person bought 10 million units of shares. So when the company is IPO, imagine owning 10 million units of shares of company that is IPO and it is now laid out to the market. The value now, the value, what that means that the financial valuation of your company grows massively. So if one unit of shares is selling for 5 naira or 10 naira as an instant, upon IPO, one unit, or yeah, just as an instant, upon IPO, one unit of shares will be selling for like 20 naira, or if one unit of share is selling for 1 naira, upon IPO, the valuation can grow massively to get it to like maybe 6 naira or 7 naira. So which means out of every unit of shares you own, it is doubled by 4. So if someone have close to 10 million units of shares, you know that the money is always more than 100% increase. Just like the case study of the Facebook that I've shared, right? So, but then before IPO, there's always a place of reviewing of the financials, reviewing of the profit or loss. When there is time for dividend sharing, you are making profit so that you know that okay, this is my company. At the end of the year, I'm making profit or loss. And then because it's possible, sometimes you may not even see profit for 3 years. The company declares profit but decide not to share profits because they want to expand massively. And then instead of sharing profit of 50 million, 100 million, or 20 million, they pump it back into the business. We want to grow. We are looking forward for IPO. That is the exit point, when you know that yes, we are making money on IPO. And the company can say, okay, we have been able to reinvest our profit for 4 years. Now on year five, we have made 500 million, and um, according to the unit of shares, for every dividend is going to be paid. This is a company that you are own. If somebody say, okay, do you own a business? Yes, I own a business. It's Zenith City Foods, and this is what we do. Work with them, because if anybody does business with the company you own, it will affect their revenue, it affect their profits, it affects your dividends. Do you get it? But the big deal is IPO or buyout, just like the case of Paystack. Paystack was bought by Stripe, and then that was when every early investor exited. What do I mean by exited? Not that they left the company, but they made money, because when it is a total buyout, the money is not injected in the company, the money is given to the owners of the company. Then those people that are buying out totally, they are taking all the assets of the company and all the customer base and all the goodwill of the company. They will now inject more money to boost the finance. But if it is equity, the beauty of equity ownership is that it is not a buyout. When the company goes public, all the money that is going to be generated, for instance, Dangote refinery tending to go public. Another example now, if you have access to Dangote refinery and you have close to 500 million or 1 billion or 10 billion that you can invest, go and meet who you will meet and say, Dangote, I want to invest in your refinery before it go public, because it's cheaper. By the time it goes public, your money is mad. You are making a lot of money. But if it goes public and you buy upon as like a public investor, you make money over a long period of time, but cannot be like those that bought as a private equity owners before it went public. They took risk and they believe that this company will do well. I'm not even sure if there will be private equity investment opportunity for the refinery now, because it has come fully fledged and they are in the regulatory system in order to go public. So, but then before he even commissioned or even started producing, people were already investing. Dangote reached out to a number of his inner circle, and I do a lot of research. $10 investment is in the refinery. That is why when you saw the news of Dangote saying he's going public, $10 was beside him. Do you get it? And apart from even cashing out in terms of public, it will help his own oil company, Fort Oil, because instead of them importing oil from the diaspora, I mean fuel, they collect from $10 at a cheaper rate. I mean, they collect from Dangote refinery. Also, in being a co-owner in the company, he enjoys an insider advantage. So apart from equity ownership for profitability sake, there are other reasons for equity ownership. There are other reasons for equity ownership. There is a company that the group company wants to acquire, that's Zenith City Holdings, want to invest in our organization, and it is going to do what it has. Apart from financial benefit, it has other internal benefits. And an example is it gives you information about the corporate world, corporate structure. You see what you don't see from the outside world. If you own equity stake and you are able to sit on the board, now let me go deeper. There's some equity ownership you buy based on the fact that you bought large expand. This doesn't just give you ownership, it gives you board sitting. You sit on the board and gain business insider info. You get relationship access. So this is not only about money. So depend on if you are able to invest massively or you reach a threshold that the company states that, okay, if you invest up to 10%, you sit on the board. Let me see if Peter Tinel sat on the board. Good, good. Let me share with you Peter Tinel. Look at this. I didn't even see it earlier. Now, this investment was structured as convertible notes that later became equity. Also, Tinel also joined Facebook board of director, helping guiding early growth. So, investment in equity can earn you a board seat. So you can look at a company doing well now and you see that, okay, if I invest 100 million or 150 million, it can earn me a board seat. What does board seat mean? Board seat means you become people that make informed decision in the company. You drive the growth of the company with your advice, even though your board seat does not mean that you have a voting right, number one, or even if you have a voting right, does not give you much voting power. It depends on the total number of equity you are buying. But what I'm trying to say is that equity ownership has a lot of advantage apart from financials. So for someone who is also taking long term, you look at an organization, you look at an industry, so, okay, I want to buy equity ownership in this company. Number one, I want to earn board seat. Board seat gives you contacts. Board seat gives you contact to other board of directors that you can even do business with aside your company, or that you can do things with aside your company. Board seat gives you knowledge about the business of that business that you can even later, because of that knowledge, replicate a subsidiary or replicate another business that is solely your company. There's a lot in equity investment, but because of time, I won't be able to talk so much about this. But then, for you to own equity investment that will give you a board seat, you must be ready to invest some amount of money that will, no matter the company, that will earn you such position. And that is always a big deal. It's a big deal for me. So I want to put something here. So you can look out for companies depending on the industry, you want to invest in. um you can begin to search. Today I woke up, I was searching companies that I want to invest in, because not only for profit's sake, but it has an impact in Zenith City Foods. But I wouldn't say that information here because it's a very high strategic information. It's an idea that shouldn't be given out on a free basis. I give a lot of free information that should be paid for, but then there are topmost ones that I just had to leave, without talking about. Maybe for those who pay for mentorship section, I'll now tear the whole things. But I know that with the information I've given on this platform is strong enough that even some people charge money for, and it's not up to this. You get it? I try as much as possible to make sure the information is very, very relevant. So if you're interested in, from today, I'm going to push in equity information from now till January, February. I hope people will take advantage of it, can invest in the multiples of 1 million naira, and then want to raise some new owners for Zenith City Foods. 1 million naira, 5 million naira, 10 million naira, that is less than $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Put your money in it, and then we'll go to the Corporate Affairs Commission by the end of first quarter 2026, and then all investors will be added to the Article of Association and Memorandum of Association. And once this is out, this will be shown and issued to the equity investors. And then there will be should I call it circular, or a notice that is shared every biannually on the position of the company to the shareholders. Now, depending on the amount of investment, can earn you a board role in Zenith City Foods. That board role could be for you to have a meeting during when we're having a board of directors meeting. That could be quarterly, that could be monthly, to review the position of the company, and then you see the financials of the company You see the revenues, you see the profits, you see the um, you see some things, some deeper information about how the company, and then you also offer your um, your expertise. Also, for you to qualify, for people to qualify as a board, they have to have some level of expertise too. So it's not only financial support, but also contact advisory that is top notch, that is strategic. You know, you know that, okay, yes, this guy is on the board of director. Apart from his investment, he has contacts, he has strong strategic information that helps the company grow. This is not your company, then you can make informed business information. Okay, so please, do we have a question? So if you are interested in this equity investment, please don't miss out on this. So Zenith City Food is going to go public. A number of us have been seeing, have known financial for the past 5 years, for the past 6 years, when we were doing importation, when we were doing e-commerce, when we started with 3,500. Let me give you an hit. Zenith EU City Limited has done transaction up to the tune of more than 400 million naira to 500 million naira in 2025. And so, if it was to be Zenith City Foods, because it's easily grabbed in the capital market, that is a strong point. So, Zenith City Foods is a company that is going to be listed on Nigerian Stock Exchange in 2028, 2029, 2030, 5 years plan. And so that is the period that people will believe in the what is it called, in the little beginning, we take advantage of the IPO. And then apart from Zenith City Foods, you can look out for other companies that can help you uh, grow your what's it called, your wealth, 5 years basis, 4 years basis, 10 years basis. Do you get it? If I knew this as at 1 year when we started Zenith City, they have moved a lot. But information is the key to transformation. Once you are informed, you are transformed. You're not deformed. So I don't know. Do you have any other question? So that we can call it a day. List. How much is the least I can invest? Good, Mr. Ayo Simeon. Thank you for reaching out. How much is the least I can invest? Please, if you're interested, I will send you a book you, and I will respond to you personally on WhatsApp. Any investment information on this, send me a message on WhatsApp. I will respond to you. That you can invest in equity. Thank you so much for showing your interest. I really appreciate this. We're looking forward to raising people that will believe in the brand. And also, this also help to eliminate key man risk. Shouldn't be a financial policy key owner. When you are the only, when you own 100% of your company, you're not thinking long term. You're not thinking big. That's why you see some of these wealthy people, they don't own 100%. Have you ever seen all these wealthiest people owning 100%? Some can even own 20% or 30% of their company. Some can own 55% in order to retain control. You can own 40% and you still have control, depending on how you are able to structure your organization. So, and if you own a company now, you have 100% ownership. Maybe you have 90% and you give your brother 99. You can't go far. You can do well, but we're talking about billions or hundreds of millions of dollars worth of investment. A key man risk is a great risk. So this is also a good model of reducing key man risk, meaning if the owner of this company falls sick or is no longer available, has he been able to create proper structure that keeps this company going? And that is what some of these companies are doing. Well, take for instance, Asset Bank. Albert Wigwe, CEO of Asset Bank, died in a crash. Doesn't affect the company because there is no key man risk. The structure is there already. There are boards. they are non-executive directors, they are directors, they are managers, they are everyone. So there's already a succession plan. Even if anybody doesn't go or doesn't die, take for instance Jimovia is the CEO of Zenith Bank. Before he stepped down for this lady, forgotten her name. So these are some of, there are several styles to this. All right. So some of us are asking question. Yeah. Okay. Can you spot out? Can you spot out? Okay, Mr. Simeon, I've responded to this. How you can spot out some of these companies that are open for investment. Okay, you can also reach out to me. You asked about Zen City Food, but for some of us that are interested in investing in equity ownership from other companies, do your own research. Today, as soon as I woke up, grabbed my meal, I was researching on the market a company is investing in. Because apart from ownership, there are other reasons that will help Zenith City Foods greatly. And then Zenith City Foods is also investing in an organization. So if you own Zenith City Foods and Zenith City Foods own an organization, any profit Zenith City Foods make from that organization will be shared by the profit will be earned and shared by the owners of the company and can be shared in dividend by the public if it is issued in, if it is quoted on the stock exchange. So that is that about that. So that is that about today's equity investment class. Of course, there are still more informations to dish out, but then I want this section not to be more than 1 hour, and this 1 hour 11 minutes. I want to use this section to appreciate everyone that joined this live section. 2026, we're trying to do a lot of things. So there'll be a number of changes in the YouTube channel. I'm going to be inviting CEOs coming on the platform every Friday to talk on one or two things. I've also someone is actually reaching out to me, Ellen. She's in Canada. She's a financial advisor in Canada. You know, doing business in Canada or having investments in Canada. And have it in mind, everyone that will be on this platform are people that are verified, checked. Do you get it? So I'm going to have the CEO of other real estate companies and other investment companies. So many of them are already reaching out, but then we are a few of them are reaching out rather, but then we are also checking it out. Okay, we need to ensure that the people that are bringing are people that have strong financial knowledge and also have strong financial track record. Uh, yeah, in financial education. So at the end of the section, you learn. Even for me to bringing these people on the platform, I learned. There was a CEO I brought on this platform, CEO of Life Page, Mr. Let me check. Forgotten his name. Mr. Oladipo Clement. He said something on that day, and that thing really changed anything. So apart from me bringing in experts to teach you guys, I'm also bringing them to learn also. 2024 will be out of the night business school. We may have like 4 sections of night business school. We may have like 2 guests that will take courses. So during that night business school, by the time you have attended night business school for the next 6 to 10 months, your financial energy will grow and your financial information will grow. The only thing that will now make you not to get results is action. If you don't now take action, that's the only thing, because that is just knowledge. When you now take action means wisdom is involved. You have gained wisdom. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. So, but for everyone that will be in the live section all through during 2026 will be equipped with quality information that can help, that can transform their finance. So that's about that. Some of us, if in, I think I've gotten a message on the, I don't know if it is the person, but I will check later. I'm getting some notification pop up right now. So 2026 is going to be a massive one for each and every one of us, and we're going to earn a lot more profit, a lot more money. So if you're interested in equity investment with Zen City Foods, reach out to me on WhatsApp. I will drop the link is already, I mean the number is already on the screen, and then I'll send you PDFs and send you notices on information. Now we can go about that. I think there's no other question. I'll be calling it a day in the next 2 minutes. If you have any other question, thank you so much, Margaret, for joining from UK, Peter Ejiofor from Anambra, and then uh, Ayo Simeon, thank you for joining, and then Kemi Esther, thank you for joining from Canada. We appreciate you. And so, since there's no question, we're keeping it till 2026. You don't want to miss out on what is coming in 2026. Thank you so much, guys. We're calling it a day today. Okay, I think somebody has dropped a question. Okay, thank you so much, Margaret, for this. Okay, Margaret said, thank you for this insight. You are welcome. So let's keep investing. Look at all this information I've shared with us. Make a decision based on your position, based on your investment needs. Do you want an investment that is long term, 5 years equity investment? Do you want an investment that is short term, in nature, commercial paper, treasury bill? Do you want an investment that is very, very, very liquid, money market fund investment? You can invest in money market fund today. Your money is earning interest, zero risk. And you can say, I want to withdraw my money now. You submit the form before 12, your money is paid same day. Or you submit the form after 12 p.m., your money is paid the next day for the end of business day. So different investments for different investment needs. All right, thank you so much, guys. You have a great day. In case you are just joining and then you didn't start from the beginning, you need to watch from the beginning. I'm gonna have it. I'll still leave it on the section on my platform because of some of us. And why did I put it on Saturday? A number of us that are in the diaspora, the time difference is so much, and then some of our audience in the US complain that the time the time difference is so much, like about 6 years, and some of us in Canada 6 hours, 7 hours. So 10 p.m. they are in their working time, except weekend, Saturday, Sundays that they have time. So I'm still looking at it if we may move the night business school to Saturday so that we can accommodate a number of us. Thank you so much, guys. Do have a great day. Enjoy your seasonal period. Don't forget, we from time to time will be moving. 2026, we'll be moving to be hosting meet and greet investments we did in Qatar. This 2026, I'm going to do more of this travel. We're going to be in Canada, we're going to be in the UK, we're going to be in the US to do a meet and greet section, and then see how we can do quality investment and partner together that can help each and every one of us attain financial freedom and grow wealth. That is the goal. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.